So I finally got my hands on the Battlefield Hardline beta after a pretty long time of waiting, and it wasn't because I received the code after a very long time. It was actually something I had to put more effort into, more than I would have liked, to tell you the truth. I actually had to go and talk to the live chat support system that EA has, thanks to a Reddit post that actually tells you that you can do so. You can go in there and just talk with the live chat and ask for the beta, and most likely they'd give it to you. And a lot of people managed to get it and some others were denied. It kind of just depended on what kind of questions you asked or whether or not you've actually received the code. Some people had to like have received the code beforehand and it wouldn't register properly, and then they would give it to you or whatever. Some people just got it for whatever reason, and then some EA representatives were actually saying, the advisors you talked to were saying that they're just giving them out. So if you actually ask them for them, they'll just give them to you. So I tried it. It took 2 days to finally actually get it because I kept trying to talk with them, and obviously it's like their servers are packed filled with a bunch of people, so actually trying to talk with them directly is difficult. So you're just long wait times to actually be able to speak with a game advisor. And by the time I finally got to speak with one, he gave it to me within like less than 5 minutes. It was like the fastest thing ever. I'm just like, hey, I want the beta. Can you hook me up? And he's just like, yeah, bro, I will do what I can. And it made me very happy. So here it is, Battlefield Hardline. Is it worth the hype? Did the E3 trailer showcase do it justice? Is it really as fun as it looked in that trailer? The answer is yes and no. It's fun, but it's still lacking depth to what you would expect. Is it going to justify the entire $60 price tag this game will probably release at? And if they're going to have premium for it on top of that, is it going to be worth it? Is there enough depth in this game to really justify that kind of price tag? And as it stands right now, obviously this is beta, but you can kind of get a sense of what the game's going to be like by the time it actually releases. And as it stands right now, just from the multiplayer component alone, not really. I would not advise being able to spend that much money on something like this, that's a lot of money, especially if they threw premium on top of that, on top of the fact that there's Battlefield 4 already, which as it stands right now is a little bit better. But on the other side, this game is a hell of a lot of fun, and it's taking Battlefield in a new direction. And it does it well. And one of the things you gotta realize is Visceral is known for bringing out games with really good campaigns. And the campaign that's going to be focused in this is going to be more of a cinematic-driven experience of being a criminal and cop. And it sounds like something really intriguing, something they can actually pull off really, really well and can actually be very, very fun. So to me, the campaign is actually probably the driving point of me wanting to even play this game. Not so much the multiplayer, because the multiplayer, although is fun, it doesn't have the appeal of long-lasting gameplay. I don't see myself sitting here and playing this game for hours and hours and hours like I would any other Battlefield game. It just seems like one of those things where I'd get bored of it rather quickly and probably go back to playing Battlefield 4 or 3 or whatever. So let's talk about what this game does differently. It does its classes differently, slightly. There's a lot of carryover from Battlefield 4, like having the revive kits and the health kits and the ammo kits and stuff, but it enhances some of those elements and does things a little bit differently for the better. It actually benefits the entire gameplay overall. One of the key things I noticed additionally right off the bat, which is just completely the greatest thing, I don't know why they never thought of this in the past, it took Visceral to do it, and it's the whole ammo pack and med pack system, how it actually functions this time around. Instead of having to chase players all over the place, all over the entire map, trying to find that player and being like spamming Q and running in the chat like, yo, douchebag, drop me some ammo, because you're not doing it, you're not being a team player, and you're chasing the guy all over the place, you can actually just walk up to him, hold E down, and you'll see a little bar, a little circle fill up on top of that character, and he'll drop the ammo pack for you. So no longer do you need to actually go chasing this guy around. You can just walk up to him, hold down E, and he'll drop it for you, no matter what he wants. You know, without his consent, he'll put that ammo pack or health pack down, and you can benefit from it. So that right there is something that's done differently, and definitely for the better, because that's one thing that's absolutely infuriating when you're playing Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4, is that players just ignore you or are completely oblivious to the fact that you actually need ammo and health. Among the other changes would be the whole class system in terms of weapons and gadgets. So how you actually unlock them now is through cash. You have to go and spend money to actually unlock these weapons and equipment. And instead of leveling up your weapons to unlock a specific type of red dot or unlock a suppressor or whatever, you'll generally just unlock the entire tier of attachments. So the first one, for example, will be red dots, you know, so you'll actually be or the weapon sights in general. You'll be playing it, once you get your weapon to level 2, all weapon sights are unlocked. You can just pick whichever one you want and pay for it, and it's paid for with cash, a few $100s, roughly around 500, 400, that kind of price tag. And it's not too bad. I mean, that way it's kind of like you know what you want to get and you can just buy it right out, like outright. And you don't have to worry about cash because money's really easy to come by in this game. You're making thousands of dollars per game and things don't really cost that much. The most expensive item I could think is the Stinger, which is like $7,000 some $100. So it's really not terrible. So that right there is kind of a nice additional feature on how they actually do it. So you're not spending too many hours trying to unlock a specific weapon. Instead, you can actually just focus your efforts on using one gun, unlocking all the attachments for it, and being able to buy which ones you actually want. So that's kind of nice. Now, one of the big features we've seen in terms of equipment and gadgets from the actual trailer was the grappling hooks and the zip lines. These new pieces of equipment actually alter up the gameplay in a pretty significant way, more so than you would think. You think like a simple grappling hook or an actual zip line would really not be that different, but the fact that you can actually use it freely anywhere, if you use a zip line, so long as the target you're aiming at is below you and within 70 meters or roughly 80 meters, you can use it. And it really speeds up your transportation in a really nice way. Same with the grappling hooks, being able to climb certain areas. Now obviously it's a little bit limited, there's not a lot of places you can find. In fact, I've only really found one. But looking into the future of this game, I can see them actually being able to utilize these things better once we actually test them properly during the actual beta and seeing how things turn out. I'm running out of time, guys. This pretty much wraps up the video. My name is Pepperbelly. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you next time.